Hello, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. My name is Mary and today I'm going to have a book haul for you. I've gathered quite a few books over the past couple of months. Whenever my last book haul was, that was essentially when this book haul started. First up, I have an Amazon package that has several books in it. It also has things that are not books, but I will just show you the books. So I'm going to open up that for you. So, all of these are books that I've read before because I'm trying to accumulate books that I really like to put on my shelves, as well as books that I haven't read yet, which is the normal thing, I suppose. I did purchase, go with this one first. I got Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett, which is one of my favorite YA contemporaries of all time. I want to reread this. I was hoping I would get to it this month, but now I don't know that I necessarily will. But this is, oh my gosh, it has drawings in it. I listened to this as an audiobook when I first read it, and I really enjoyed it. It's about a teenage girl and a teenage boy, I guess. It's Zori and Lennon. Zori is the girl, Lennon is the boy. They used to be friends, but something happened to their friendship, like best friends. And they haven't really spoken in several months, or they're kind of like on the outs, I guess. And also their parents don't like each other or something. There's like a little bit of rivalry there as well. And they go on this camping trip with a big group of their friends, and they end up getting separated from the rest of their friends. And so they have to like work through their feelings for each other and what's going on with their friendship. And then more than friendship. And I love this book. I thought it was so good. I am very excited to reread this at some point. I'm glad that I have a physical version. I was trying to flip back to it. There's like a drawing of a map in here somewhere that I saw when I was just flipping through a second ago. But I don't, oh, well, there it is. Hold on. Isn't that fun? So I'm excited to have this. And then the other 3 books that I got from Amazon are all from the same series, and it's a series that I want to reread at some point. It's a romance series. It's one of my favorite romance series of all time. So I'm really hoping that I will get to reread it at some point. And then also I'm glad that I just get to put it on my shelf because this is my romance section and it's weak. So I would like to put more romance on my shelves. So first up, we have Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, and then Just for the Summer, also by Abby Jimenez. This is a series of standalones, which if you're not familiar with that concept, it's basically like characters in the same world who kind of know each other, but they're all romances that can be independently read. The first one, Part of Your World, follows, I'm not gonna remember their names, Alexis and Daniel. I am gonna remember their names, go me. And Alexis is a surgeon. Daniel owns a bed and breakfast in a small town, and they meet randomly because she's having car troubles in the small town, and the tow truck driver is unavailable until the next day or something. So she ends up staying at this guy's bed and breakfast, and they end up having a one-night stand. And then she finds out he's like 10 years younger than her, and she doesn't think it's gonna work out. She also just got out of an abusive relationship. Her parents really liked that guy because he was like a very esteemed surgeon, and she's just not sure she's ready to like jump into this. The sequel, Yours Truly, I believe follows one of Alexis's good friends that works at the same hospital as her. And it's her and then this new surgeon that comes in, and they kind of have like a rivals thing going because they're both going for the same promotion, if that makes sense. And then it's called Yours Truly because they like write love letters. This I think is my least favorite of the series, but I gave them all 5 stars, if that makes sense. So take that for what you will. And then Just for the Summer is the 3rd one. It came out last year. Absolutely love this one. This one follows, what are their names? Emma and Justin. And Emma is a travel nurse who ends up working at the same hospital as these other people worked at. And she and Justin find out that they both have this curse on them, basically, where everyone they date, after they break up, that person ends up finding their person and getting married to that person. I'm not explaining this very well, but they decide that they're going to fake date each other. And then after they do like a set number of dates with a certain number of things, because they're trying to break this curse, they're going to each break up, and then they'll find the loves of their lives, is the premise. But obviously they fall in love with each other because it's a romance. So very excited to have all of these on my shelves. Very excited to get to rereading them, to be honest. And yeah, Abby Jimenez is one of my favorite romance authors. I have never read a romance author that I only have hits from. So I have several misses from her as well. But this series, all hits, could not be happier about it. Next up, I'm going to go with one other book that I bought off of Amazon, I think. This is used, but it's Barbara Erskine's Midnight is a Lonely Place. This, I think, is romantic suspense, perhaps. It has a Value Village sticker on it, but I do not have a Value Village near me, so I did not get it there. But it's about an author who decides to go to this like mysterious cabin in like off the coast. She's like going somewhere to be alone, and then I think there's like some kind of ghost thing happening, and then I think it also has a romantic element. I was supposed to read this in February. I did not get it in time to read it in February, and I didn't realize when I put it on my TBR that my library doesn't have any copies of it. It's one of those books where like, this might happen to you. It's available to rent from, or like to put on hold at my library's Libby app, but it says you'll only get it if your library acquires another copy of it. I don't know if that means that like the copyright goes out of date or really what is up with that, but I never got it in. And so I bought it and then it didn't come in time. So I never read it, but I would still like to read it. I do like that it's like a mass market paperback size, so I can go put it with my mass market paperbacks. And yeah, I'm excited to get to it at some point. This came out in like the 90s, I think. I don't know how I heard of it, but it's been on my TBR, so I'm gonna read it, I guess. Next up, I have this book that I got at Target, I believe. It's We All Live Here by Jojo Moyes. It's the newest Jojo Moyes book. Jojo Moyes is my mom's favorite author. I talked about this a little bit in my March wrap up because I read The Giver of Stars, which is my mom's favorite book. We both have copies of this. I got it for her for Christmas. I think I pre-ordered it for her. It came out in February, I want to say. And it might have come out in March. I don't remember. But I went and bought it when I found it. When I found that out that it was out. And I think my mom and I are going to try to read this together at some point. I don't know when she's going to have time to sit down and like read. I think we're going to try to do it the way that, like with buddy read type things, where we're going to set out a number of chapters that we're going to read each week or each month. I don't know how long it's going to take her to read this. I don't really know what her reading speed is. I know she reads about a book a month, but she's also in a book club. So she usually reads the book for that, unless it's fantasy, because she doesn't think she'll like fantasy. She refuses to read it, which I think is very funny and like on brand for her. But I'm going to try to read this with my mom at some point. So I got to call her and figure out when she wants to go through and do that. I don't know what this is about. I know Jojo Moyes typically writes like chick lit books with a romantic subplot. Like it's usually like a female focused book about her life. And then there's usually like a romantic subplot in there. But this says Lila Kennedy has a lot on her plate. She wrote a best-selling novel about keeping your marriage alive. Now she's watching her ex-husband play happy families with another woman. She has daughters, Celie and Violet, who are avoiding school and memorizing age-inappropriate rap songs and are both furious at their dad. And then there's Jensen, who Lila may or may not be in a relationship with. She hasn't quite worked it out, so that's like the romantic subplot I'm thinking. There's Bill, her stepdad, who had to move in after her mother died. That's going to be interesting. And then there's Gene, who is a failed Hollywood actor who has used up every line of credit and all his girlfriend's goodwill, as it has now turned up on his daughter's doorstep, hoping for a place to land. And that daughter is Lila. So it's like her real dad, her stepdad. And then it's a fractured family story. I'm excited. I think this will be good. I think I'll like it. I think it'll be emotional. I think if it's too emotional, my mom won't like it, but we'll see. I have a couple other things that I picked up at various bookstores. I will try to remember what bookstores I've gone to. I think I went to Monarch and I'm not going to remember what it's called. I'll try to remember and link them down below. They're all like Kansas City indie bookstores. I'm trying to go to more of those. My husband got me like this little booklet full of gift cards. So we've been doing like coffee and book dates, which is very fun. That's what he got me for Christmas. I have The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. So I was a little nervous to buy it. I got this in Monarch. It's labeled. That's lovely. But this is essentially a support group for like final girls in like a horror movie who were the last one standing, I guess. And then I think the premise is that one of them is actually a serial killer posing as a final girl, and she's picking off the girls in the support group one by one. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is the premise. So the reason I say I don't know if I'll love this is because I've read one other book about like slashers or use like slasher movies as like a big premise, and I hated it. That was the, what is it? It's a Stephen Graham Jones book. You know what I'm talking about. It had one of the best like openings that I've ever read in a book, and then the rest of the book, I despised the main character. I didn't really understand the plot. It ended, and I was kind of like, well, what even just happened? And she just referenced horror movies constantly, slasher movies. She ruined Friday the 13th for me, which I know I should have probably seen it by then, but I hadn't. And anyways, I'm a little worried this is going to spoil slasher movies too, so I'm going to look it up before I read it so that I know going into it whether I should watch those movies beforehand. But I'm excited for this one. Tentatively. But I'm also like, I don't have super high hopes for it, but I do like Grady Hendrix's writing style, so I hope that I will enjoy it. Then we have I Am. 17 Brushes with Death by Maggie O'Farrell. I believe this is her memoir. And I've read Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. Loved it. Loved her writing style. Loved like basically everything about it. It made me laugh. It made me cry. It was beautiful. I have A Marriage Portrait, which I have not read yet, but I do want to. And then I just wanted to get this to like kind of complete my collection, although this won't get to sit with the rest of them because I'm pretty sure this is her memoir, which would put it in my nonfiction section. So there's that. I do love a memoir. You know me. Next up, we have Horse by Geraldine Brooks. I have a Geraldine Brooks book. Is it called Year of Wonder? I could be wrong. I don't know where it is. It's in historical fiction somewhere. Where are you? So sorry. Oh, there it is. It's up here. You can't see it. But that one essentially was about the plague, I think, going through a tiny English village in like the 1500s. Don't know what this is about, but I really enjoyed that book when I read it. I also got this in Monarch Books. Love that. Has a little sticker on it. And this says, a discarded painting in a junk pile, a skeleton in an attic, and the greatest racehorse in American history. From these strands, a Pulitzer Prize winner braids a sweeping story of spirit, obsession, and injustice across American history. I'm excited. I think this will be good. She, again, has a writing style that I really connect with, or at least I did a decade ago when I read the last book by her. More than that. I read it in high school. Anyways, I hope this is good. I also love the cover. I think it's beautiful. I love this color. This purple. I'm a purple girl. Next up, Piranesi. I finally bought this. I thought it was longer for some reason. It's not super long. It's less than 300 pages. No one can tell me what this is about. I'm sure they can, but no one does. No one ever says anything about what this is about. They say it's about a guy who's in a house and he might not be the only one in the house. I don't know what that means. So I want to read it to find out if I like it. Piranesi lives in the house. Perhaps he always has. The messages begin to appear, scratched out in chalk on the pavements. There is someone new in the house, but who are they and what do they want? I don't know. I want to find out. So at some point I will read this. Everyone has been talking about it forever. It won the Women's Prize for Fiction in 2021. I want to read it. And last but certainly not least, we have Gideon the Ninth. I also got this in Monarch Gifts and Books. I did not get that at Monarch Gifts and Books because there's not a sticker on it. Unless I did get it, but they didn't change the price. I don't really know. Not unclear. But this is a sci-fi fantasy, I believe. I believe it has to do with like games, perhaps a battle royale type game. And what I've heard described as lesbian necromancers in space. It's the first in a series. I do think I'll like it. And I've been meaning to read it, and I really wish this cover wasn't shiny. That's okay. I have been meaning to read it. I haven't gotten around to it. It has at least one sequel, if not two, and people seem to really enjoy it. So I'm hoping that I will also really enjoy it, and if I don't, I don't, and that'll be fine. The Emperor needs necromancers. The ninth necromancer needs a swordswoman. Gideon has a sword, some dirty magazines, and no more time for undead nonsense. Sounds cute. Sounds funny. Sounds a little edgy, but I might be able to get into it. So those are all the books that I purchased recently. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 11. 11 books. Hopefully I'm not miscounting. That would be embarrassing, but I am not the best with numbers. But those are the 11 books that I've purchased recently. Some rereads, some current, or some TBR books. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these books, how you felt about them. Also, let me know what you think I should prioritize of the books that I haven't read yet, because I'm curious if any of those that you've read and you're like dying to hear my thoughts on, or you just think I would really enjoy. I would love to know that. Also, if you think I won't like any of these books, I would love to hear that too. That would be fun for me. That's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to, you can subscribe to my channel because I do post 2 videos every week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!